Hello guys, this is Somansh Arora and this is the chapter third. Here we'll be learning about how to install CentOS 8. So even if you are trying to install RHEL 8, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8, the steps would be 99% same. So now we'll go ahead with the steps. I'll be using VMware workstation here, and let's create a new virtual machine and install OS, and we'll be installing CentOS 8. So what we'll be doing is create a new VM. Next, we'll also need an ISO. We'll choose CentOS 8. Next, you gave here you will give an account name which you will need, which will be automatically created for you. Here is the VM name, and this is the location where your VMware VMDK file will exist on your system. So I have selected a space. You can select your own path. I'm starting with a 20 gig file, so I'll get a 20 GB in slash dev slash SDA. You can increase as per your choice. I'll not power on this virtual machine after creation. I will check um, the hardware if it is okay. Here it is. VM has been created for us. Now it's just a blank profile. There's no OS installed on it. There is one memory. Okay, I don't need this disk. Only one CD-ROM that has ISO mounted, and make sure you have tick on connected power on. You have 20 gig 20 gig of hard disk, one processor. Let's make it two. Let's also make the memory two. You can increase or decrease as per your requirements. So as soon as I hit the power on this virtual machine button, it'll boot from the disk and boot from the CD, the ISO we have connected it to, and it will show us these three menus. Same would almost same steps would be shown in RHEL 8. So I'll be doing install CentOS 8. Now it'll read all the files from the CD, and it'll start copying those boot files. So I'll just cut it just to save our time on this video. Okay, we got this screen. Welcome to CentOS 8. CentOS Linux 8.0.190 for installation. We'll be selecting our language. Click continue. As soon as you hit click continue, there are more configurations to be done. You can choose your keyboard layout from here, and from here then a language supported, time and date, whatever time zone you are in. Let's say Europe or Africa or America. We'll keep the default New York. Then we can change the installation source. Right now it's SR0, that is our ISO. S the CD we have connected that says CentOS 8 base OS. We can verify it, but we don't need it right now that we know it is it. Software selection can be done if you are installing your server for a specific reason. Then you can select here FTP server or a Genome server or a Windows file server. We can have a mail server, NFS server. So all those packages that are specifically required for that particular kind of requirement will be installed with the OS. You can have a minimal install if you want to do it yourself, whatever you want to do after the OS installation, or you can select some parts of those add-ons about. onto your OS. So let's say I want to go for a NFS client, and also I want this server to be a basic web server. So those particular packages will be installed with the ISO. Now coming on to the partitioning, that this comes in installation destination. As we selected it, created 20 gig disk, you can see it is available SDA. If you have connected more than one hard disk, there will be more hard disk showing exactly here. You can select or deselect from here. We can have automatic partitioning where it would be giving all this storage to slash, or we can also do a custom configuration. As soon as we select custom, it will take us to the manual partitioning where we can create multiple partitions from here. Let's say I create this. So slash boot will always be on a standard partition. You cannot have slash boot on LVM. Then you can have slash, let's say it's of 5 gig. Then slash home 2 gig. Of course, if you are installing it in production environment, it will be much bigger sizes, but whatever you want, you can have it. And then slash, let's have 3 gig. I could have added more space, but this is just for experiment, for your installation learning. That's done. Okay, here there are details. If this is, OS wants to give any warning about it, here it will show you. Let's see what is the warning. You do not have specific swap partition. Correct. We have not mentioned a swap partition. However, it is not a mandatory thing. I can double click on done to just continue it, and it will accept the changes. But still, if it is if OS wants it, I will give it. So generally, a swap sizing is equivalent to your memory size, or 1.5 of your memory size according to your needs. So we have given a memory of 2 gig. I'll give it equivalent the size of the swap, and we'll press done. Accept the changes. It'll format your hard drive according to the specification we have enabled. Kdump is by default enabled. Then if you want, you can enable the Ethernet by default and assign a hostname right here. It's test.example.com. We'll do an apply. The current hostname will be set. If you'll connect it, it'll take an IP from the DHCP itself, or you can configure it by going to IPv4 setting, changing it from DHCP to manual. To add, type in the IP, netmask, and gateway. However, we are not taking this as manual right now. We'll be only going ahead as a DHCP. So we'll keep this IP, and it shows us connected. You can keep SLNX policies here, but we don't want it right now. So we'll do the begin installation. So because this kind of the Red Hat and the CentOS guys wanted to keep the installation as fast as possible. So these two things that were earlier a part of before installation actually starts on these, we provided these things, for example, root password and user creation. Now these can be done while the packages are being installed. So it saves like a minute or two in the installation process. So we set the root password here. If it will be a easy password, you'll have to press the done button twice, because it'll say that it's a dictionary check failed or something like that. If you want to create one more user, let's say Danny, or if you want to give it sudo access, you can give it here. And those two accounts will be created. Root is of course as always there. Your password will be set and new accounts will be created while doing the installation. Okay, so we just have to wait for a few minutes now. I'll just fast forward this. Yep, so here we are. The installation is complete and it'll ask you for a reboot. We'll press the button to reboot. So this is the first time it will be starting itself. So meanwhile this installs, I'll show you the configuration that we have here for our VM. We have 2 GB of memory, processor, 20 KB of hard disk, one CD drive attached with ISO. Now you can disconnect it, no problem. Make sure the network adapter is either bridged or NAT. Okay, so you can see here the system is up. There are other default hardwares attached to it. So when we are onto the login screen, we can log in from here. We'll type in the password. You can see the IP is already assigned here, and the host name is what we gave in the installation, test.example.com. As now it was on NAT, the configuration I just showed you, you'll be able to do a putty here or any other client. You can use super putty, any SSH client you have. Let's do it. This is the first time, yes. And we can also log in with the user we created while installation. Yes, here it is. See, we are logged in from two accounts, root and Denny. Here it is. So here were the steps. Even you can see the logs of the first boot by going to /var/log cat boot.log -more. Okay, I'm not Denny. I'll do it with sudo cat boot.log because Denny accounts has administration privileges. I'll just enter the password. Or here you go. This is the file where all the boot things happened. So all the services came by up very much good. Okay, so I guess that was the steps to installation. You can always follow us for more. We'll be putting us more chapters where you'll be learning more about Linux. Make sure you check out the next chapter. Thank you very much. Bye bye.